Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Lost Ark build video. Today's video is going to be an update to my old Deadeye video where I went over an enhanced weapon build. That was one of my first Lost Ark videos, so I kind of left some things out. I wasn't as versed as I am now. And also, I did not include a Pistoleer build in that video. And as I've come to see, a lot of people prefer Pistoleer, especially in the Western release of the game. It's just a lot easier to play, so it's a lot more popular. So I want to go over that first. But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that this video expects that you know the basics and the know-hows of playing Deadeye, both Pistoleer and enhanced weapon, for whichever one you're here for. It's not meant as an introduction to the class or as a beginner's guide. It's more of a build footnotes version or type video, just to let you guys know what the most optimal thing to run is, basically. So with that out of the way, let's just hop right into it. So like I said, we're going to start with Pistoleer. This class engraving enhances the damage of your pistol skills. It also increases the stagger and your awakening damage. But the most important thing is that it prevents you from swapping weapons because you can only use pistols, obviously. So you cannot make use of the enhanced weapon crit rate buff. So when you build this class, you build spec. The amount of spec depends on the build, as I'll go over in a second. But the thing is that spec on Pistoleer all does is give you pistol crit damage. So unless you're critting, you could have 2000 spec, you're not going to make use out of any of it unless you can actually crit. So to keep that in mind, that's why a lot of people use Adrenaline and Precise Dagger, because you can't get a lot of crit from your stats. So they use that to make up for it. However, there are two main builds for Pistoleer, and the first one uses the 6-piece hallucination set, which gives you 20% crit. You combine this with 1000 spec, 500 crit, and 500 swiftness, and your engravings are Pistoleer, Grudge, Adrenaline, Raid Captain, and Keen Blunt. However, if you don't like Keen Blunt because you're investing a little too much into your crit damage, you can opt for Curstall instead. With this, you'll have 17% crit from your combat stats, 107% crit damage from your spec, 10% CDR, 8% move speed, and your total crit rate was going to be about 62%, combining Adrenaline 3, your weakness exposure debuff, 500 crit from your combat stats, and the 6-piece hallucination buff. So since you're over 60%, you can run Keen Blunt. It is more efficient in terms of raw damage, I guess. But again, if you don't feel comfortable, you feel like you're not critting enough, then you can just replace Keen Blunt for Precise Dagger, or you could replace Raid Captain for Precise Dagger and run Raid Captain instead of Keen Blunt. There's a couple of different things that you could do. I would recommend that you go with what I'm showing you on screen, but if you feel more comfortable with something else, there are some other options that are just as viable. The other build that you can do for Pistoleer is 6-piece Salvation, and this is more of a build that's getting popularity now. But for this, you're going to want 1200 spec and 800 crit, and for your engravings, you're going to run Pistoleer, Grudge, Adrenaline, Precise Dagger, and Keen Blunt. And again, you can replace Keen Blunt for Curstall, but you're not running any swiftness on this build, so I would not recommend running Raid Captain. Your total crit rate with this build would be about 73%, so Keen Blunt does have very high effectiveness here, and this is with a combination of Adrenaline 3, Precise Dagger 3, your weakness exposure debuff, and your 800 crit. On to this build is that you don't have any of the swiftness, so your rotations will be slightly slower, and also you won't have the increased move speed, which is kind of a bummer, but it is still very, very strong, and it outputs an impressive amount of damage. For your skills, you're going to want Spiral Tracker with Insight, Quick Pace, and Heavy Duty, ATO2 Grenade with Weakness Exposure, Enhanced Grenade, and Internal Ignition, Enforced Execution with Light Footwork and Tenacity, Quick Shot with Swift Fingers, Initiate Shot, and Final Light, Cruel Tracker with Swift Fingers, Rapid Fire Enhancement, and Quick Draw, or Explosive Bullet, but I recommend Quick Draw. Meteor Stream for Weak Point Detection, Piercing Explosion, and Meteor Fall. Equilibrium with High Speed Shot, Decimation Shot, and Burn Effect. And Dexterous Shot with Agile Movement and Excellent Mobility. Out of all these, the most important tripods are Weak Point, Piercing Explosion, and Meteor Fall for Meteor Stream, Final Light for Quick Shot, Quick Draw for Cruel Tracker, and Enhanced Grenade for ATO2 Grenade. For your Awakening, you can use either one, they're both fine options. And for your runes, you're going to want Conviction on Spiral Tracker, Judgment on Equilibrium, Quick Recharge on Enforced Execution, Rage on Dexterous Shot, Gale Wind on Meteor Stream, Quick Shot, and Cruel Tracker, and Bleed on ATO2 Grenade, or Quick Recharge. For your gems, you're going to want a Damage and CDR gem for Cruel Tracker, Meteor Stream, Quick Shot, Equilibrium, and Grenade, and a CDR gem for Spiral Tracker. And that's it. That is your Pistoleer build. Now I'm just going to give you guys an updated version of the enhanced weapon build, and not a lot has changed, to be honest, so I'm just going to keep it it very, very brief. And for enhanced weapon, you always want to run 6-piece entropy because you are a back attack class. For this, you're going to want 1500 spec and 500 swiftness, and your engravings are Grudge, Keen Blunt, Ambushmaster, and Cursed All 3, with Adrenaline 2 and Enhanced Weapon 1. But once you get into Ancient Relic accessories, you can run 2 6-3 accessories to get Adrenaline 3 and Enhanced Weapon 1, so you can have a 5-3+1 setup. You can do that now if you have 2 legendary engraving books and a 9-7 stone, but that is very unrealistic for most people, so, you know, Adrenaline 2 is fine. For your skills, for your pistols, you're going to want Spiral Tracker, ATO2 Grenade, and Equilibrium with Weakness Exposure, Enforced Execution with Light Footwork, Quick Shot with Swift Fingers, Initiate Shot, and Final Light, Roll Tracker with Swift Fingers, Rapid Fire Enhancement, and Explosive Bullet, Somersault Shot with Agile Movement, and Dexterous Shot with Agile Movement and Excellent Mobility. For your shotgun skills, you're going to want Sign of Apocalypse with Close Shot, Enhanced Shot, and Approached Apocalypse, Shotgun Rapid Fire with Close Shot, Enhanced Shot, and Special Bullet, Shotgun Dominator with Close Shot, Weak Point Detection, and the Ruler, and last request with Quick Prep, Execution, or Massive Explosion, either one works, and Volley. And for your rifle skills, the only one that's really worth a damn is Catastrophe with Tenacity and Concussion. You could also use Perfect Shot. A lot of people do use Perfect Shot for the increased range. However, having the Tenacity tripod in the first row is actually quite handy, and Catastrophe's damage recently got buffed, so it's actually quite strong now. Out of all these, the most important tripods for your skills are Approached Apocalypse for Sign of Apocalypse, Special Bullet for Shotgun Rapid Fire, the Ruler, Weak Point Detection for Shotgun Dominator, Final Light for Quick Shot, and Explosive Bullet for Cruel Tracker. For your Awakening, you can use either one. Once again, it just depends on personal preference and opening. For your runes, you're going to want Conviction on Spiral Tracker and Judgment on Dexterous Shot, Gale Wind on Shotgun Dominator, Shotgun Rapid Fire, Sign of Apocalypse, and Cruel Tracker, Overwhelm on Last Request, and Bleed or Quick Recharge on ATO2 Grenade. For your gems, you're going to want a Damage and CDR gem on Sign of Apocalypse, Shotgun Dominator, Shotgun Rapid Fire, Last Request, and Cruel Tracker, and a Damage gem for Quick Shot. And that is it. That is a very quick rundown of both builds for Deadeye. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments section below, but I hope that this video was helpful to you guys, and let me know if there are any other builds that I missed that I might need to update soon. I'm thinking about updating Gunslinger and War Dancer next, but let me know if there is anything else that you guys have in mind, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.